that I had to do a lot of things for preparation in terms of a lot of blood tests and all the all the major things to make sure that I was okay to be able to move forward with my treatment. Jingbi, I'm so happy that your husband is recovering very well from his treatment. So happy to hear that. And in this business, I truly believe, even though I'm fighting for my life, but definitely this business has prepared me to fight for, even though I'm going through my bone marrow transplant, I'm still fighting for this business because this business has been able to really give me the freedom, right? Just like when I went through my IVF with my daughter, with my schedule, there's no way I'll be able to really work, at a regular job and be able to do that same situation right now with my chemotherapy, with all the things I have to go through. I'm going to share with you my schedule or my chemo and just be able to let people know why we have to fight, right? Because when we're in this situation and we don't have the flexibility, basically we're still worried, right? Worry about our, whether we're going to get laid off from our job after our treatment, or worry about the finances, right? This business truly gives me the flexibility to be able to know why I'm so thankful that I joined this business when I was 24 years of age. Even not having the family support, not having my friend support in the business, I had to fight because I was always the person that want to prove people wrong instead of proving people right. Right? When they tell you that this business doesn't work, this business is a scam, we ourselves need to really, really give our time to be able to really understand the true mission of this opportunity. And so that's why I really believe in the purpose, right? No family left behind in financial education, because this company can truly change every one of us lives. And we're so thankful that somebody shared this opportunity with us, right? Even we share opportunities with, families and stuff like that. Even they don't listen, it's their loss, not our loss, right? This is my schedule, right? I thought that I would been able to start pretty much last month, but because they had to check to make sure my thyroid was okay, but when I went through the biopsy I was supposed to be scheduled for my thyroid biopsy, but basically they, they did like type of ultrasounds, just like when you're doing your belly button, testing for the baby and stuff like that. So they did my thyroid based ultrasound and found out it was really very insignificant in terms of my growth and stuff like that. So that's why they cleared me on my thyroid on my biopsy for that. And that's when my schedule actually started on March 16, right? And so basically I told on March 14, I asked Alicia, if I can start my Zoom instead of going into the office, because right now, the reason why I have to stay home, which I really don't like to stay home, but basically for my safety wise, because of, they're worried about my infections and stuff like that during this treatment. So this is when I really started. So I started in the middle of March, and this is my schedule. Okay. And then let's say, so I started yesterday for my chemotherapy, right? This is basically a high dose, but even though every time that I go to my appointments, I'm always in my WSB or WFG, outfits and stuff like that. So people probably think I have a lot of, maybe just one of my white shirts, but I have plenty of white shirts for me to be able to change. But that's why I really believe that because of this campaign, it's been able to help me go through this treatment, right? So this is my schedule. So on Good Friday, I'm gonna I'm going to share it with you here. So this is my stem cell collection, right? And during this was on a Monday with the Titan X. I was on my Zoom, basically on my webinar with my Titan X. Of course, I had to have my video off and stuff like that. So sometimes when I'm on here, my camera is off. Not that I'm in a position where I cannot have my camera on, but when I'm able to have my camera on, I'm always having my camera on, right? Because to me, having our camera on shows a respect of the trainers, that put their time every single day. I cannot if we were to build by ourselves, right? Basically, if we're in the position to train our team. So I love this community. They love this leadership, right? So that's why it's important for us to be able to show the respect for the leaders that put their time and pour their heart and energy into us every single morning. If we do not put on the camera, right? To me, it shows disrespect. And so sometimes I even feel bad that I'm in a position where I cannot show my camera, but I feel bad that my camera is off, right? Can we be, show the leaders some respect by just having our camera on, because they are putting a lot of their time, right? This is free. Everything is free for us, but we take advantage of it, but it's not fair for them too, right? So show the respect for the leaders, show respect for us as a community as well, right? When we come on to learn, put in the time to really learn and focus, right? So it's really important, because that's why I don't want to miss any of these calls, because I know that's important to me. Why am I still asking Alicia to be on, let's say, the Ghost Street? I'm the only one that has Ghost Street, privilege during this time of my treatment, because I asked for it. I want to know what my team is learning in order for me to be able to work with them and share with them, right? But I'm fighting for my life, and if we don't fight together, right, we're not helping anybody. So that's why it's important. So when I did this, basically my stem cell collection, they said that they were able to basically have double of what they needed for me to be able to have my stem cell be collected into me tomorrow and stuff like that. So with this process, after my stem cell collection, so yesterday I'll share with you this family here. So this is a family that I helped after the wife passed away, and basically I also helped them after she passed away with let's say going to court to file for the affidavit of death, and to be able to transfer the assets, the house to her two sons and stuff. So, and then her husband is the one that was able to do a rollover for her. So actually we were able to take a look at what his assets were. We're able to do over 750,000 in RILA for him. Actually, his wife that passed away, his ex-wife that passed away, forgot to update her beneficiary, and he is the ex-husband that got the beneficiary. But good thing, she was able to still have the money to be able to take care of the boys, right? So it was wrong that she didn't update her beneficiary. Actually, one of the other 401k that she has, basically she forgot to update her beneficiary. So that's why it's so important. And right now we have to go through probate. It's in Charles Schwab. Even though we did the will and trust, I'm not sure why they're not willing to accept that. They're making us go through to get a letter of testamentary from the executor. The executor of her estate is actually her sister, but her sister lives in Atlanta, right? So with the court, they do have an option of what we call, I guess, through the webinar, or she's able to do that. But actually for the past 2 times, she had to fly. She wanted to fly in to go to court to be able to, help the boys make sure that they get their assets and stuff like that. So even we have the will and trust done, I'm not sure why Charles Schwab is still making us go through probate. So we've been fighting for this for the past 2 years already, trying to make sure that the boys are able to get their asset. So right now I'm able to do 750,000 for the husband's asset. Besides her money that she left, he also has his own 401k through his old company. So one of his 401k has over 450,000, but he said, don't touch that money. I'm sorry. Let me just review after doing the PFS for him, I told him, let me go ahead and take a look at your account. You realize that for the past 20 years, he's had his 401k, his average return was only 4.5%. Right? Imagine so that's why after I helped them with that, I also got him to be able to sign up as one of my campaigners for March, and also signed the son after. He's also studying for finance. So he really, so I want to be able to get him on board. Okay. So I want to be able to share with you this. So this was me yesterday. I look like terrible. I didn't care because I wanted to save my hair, right? So this is like a cold cap. So I guess the success ratio of this is pretty high and stuff like that. So I paid almost $2,000 for this treatment. Actually, they cut $100, I'd say $1,000, $1,800. And then yesterday, during the time I was in Stanford, they actually had a let's say, fire drill. So my schedule was all went crazy and stuff like that. So the guy that was helping me do this, pretty much he had to stay overtime. I had to pay him overtime and things like that. I didn't care. But this is me before my 8 hours of cold cap. So every 20 or 30 minutes, he has to change my hair. So that changed the cold cap. So this is me before and this is me after, 8 hours of treatment and stuff like that. But I just want to be able to quickly share, my journey so far. So some of you that you see me on the camera still and stuff like that, I want to be on. I want to help. I want to be able to contribute. So thank you for letting me share my journey so far. So tomorrow is actually they're going to put back the stem cells in me. So then I'll, moving forward, I'll still let you guys know what's going on. Thank you.
Man, Miss Diane, you almost got me in tears and then you gave me hope at the end. I have to dry my tears because, this is a testament to what our campaign do. I always talk about this in my presentation and I shared this before here, that when you prepare, you truly prepare, just like what Roger was saying yesterday. Can you do your own PFS and look? Because Miss Diane know there's nothing, no matter what happened, that bone marrow transplant has nothing on her. She's prepared. Her bills are paid. Her kids will be okay. Her assets, they're all growing. That's how good what we do here is. Yeah. Honestly, a Thursday like this, we should be tabling some people for next week. We have so many people to celebrate because of doing phenomenal things like this. Think about it. Her attitude, she going there, oh yeah, I'm going to finish this. From the time she starts sharing about this, there are people out there, it's almost a death sentence. The family start crying when they're in a situation like this. Because you know why? That person who has to go through a bone marrow transplant is the only breadwinner in the family. Now they're thinking how our bill's going to get paid. And sometimes you're here, you have a little headache. That's your excuse not to do the campaign. Oh no, it's justifiable. You buy the excuses that the team member gave you. Oh, I'm going through chemo. Don't buy it. That's the reason why they need to do the campaign. That's the reason, because they share their story. Because of this campaign, call the knuckleheads that will not listen to you. Let me tell you something. Because of this campaign I've been calling you to, I'm going to go through my chemo. But guess what? All my bills will be paid. I don't have to worry. Don't use your sickness as an excuse for this campaign. Let it be a reason why you want to campaign to more people. You tell me which team member that she can go to and share a story, or that person tell, oh no, I am going to go through, I have a heart attack, I have a stroke, I have a this, I'm going to go through it, so I'm not going to be around. She's not going to buy that story. She's walked through those same steps. But look at her. And believe me, every morning I see her here. I'm sorry.
So I did finish my GX2. Actually, my last recruit was 2-hour drive to Concord to be able to, actually, she's from Southern California. She went up to Concord to be able to see her daughter. I said, okay, I'm going to go and see you, and did a client review for her while she was in Concord. So in 2-hour traffic, my husband is my Uber driver. So I still doing my work and making sure that I was prepared for my appointment with her while he was driving. So that was my last recruit for my GX2 that I qualified for March. So definitely was fighting for GX as well.
Do you guys hear that? Yes, she finished her GX last month. Her husband threw a 2-hour drive. What's your excuse? Every one of us needs to be GX this month. All right? Thank you, Miss Diane. All right.